Hello students, I am Professor Ravi Prakash Patepur from Jain College of Engineering, Department of MBA. Today we are looking into the Module 3 of Integrated Marketing Communication. So first we will see what is media planning. Media planning is a series of decisions involved in delivering the promotional message to the prospective purchasers and users of the product or brand. So coming to developing a media plan, it has four basic steps. First one, market analysis, establishment of media objectives, media strategy development and implementation, and the fourth one is evaluation and follow. So first one, market analysis. The key questions to be asked in this stage are: first one, to whom shall we advertise? That means who is our target market? And the second question is, what internal and external factors may influence the media plan? And the third one is, where? That means geographically, and when should we focus our efforts? So coming to the first one, to whom shall we advertise? It is about which specific group to target. It is planned with the client, account representative, marketing department and creative directors. It may require data from primary and secondary research. Coming to the internal and external factors. So the internal factors means the company or the management has the control over these particular factors. The first one is size of the media budget. Second one, managerial and administrative capabilities. Third one, organization of the agency. So coming to the external factors in the sense where the company or the management does not have any control over these particular factors. First one, economy, whether the price of particular media or the cost involved is high or low, depends on the economy. Second one, change in technology. So day by day the technology is changing, so we need to find out whether what kind of technology is available to us in whatever the specific amount of time we have. And the third one is competitive factors. So again, competitors does not come under the purview of the management. So third one, where to promote? It relates to geographic considerations. Companies find that products sell best at some places in the country or in the world. The challenge is to decide where to advertise in those areas or markets where the products are selling better, or in those markets where they are selling less. The companies must spend their money where they can meet the desired objectives. So coming to the second one, that is establishment of media objectives. Media objectives are designed to lead to the attainment of communication and marketing objectives. They are goals for the media program. They should be limited to those that can be accomplished through media strategies. So for example, use broadcast media to provide coverage of 80% of the market or the target market over a period of 6 months. And the second example would be to reach 60% of the target audience at least 3 times over the same 6 months of period. So coming to the next one, that is the media strategy development and implementation. So here strategies are developed to meet the media objectives. The criteria considered in the development of media plans are the media mix, the target market coverage, the geographic coverage, scheduling, reach versus frequency, creative aspects and mood, flexibility and budget considerations. So coming to the first one, the media mix. Media mix adds versatility to media strategies as each medium contributes in its own different way. It helps in increasing coverage, reach and frequency levels while improving the likelihood of achieving overall communications and marketing goals. So the second one, target market coverage. The optimal goal is full market coverage. In reality, the coverage of media may not allow for coverage of the entire market, leaving some potential customers without exposure to the message. In other case, there may be overexposure or wastage or waste coverage, in which the media coverage exceeds the targeted audience. Media planner must plan for maximum coverage within the market with minimum amount of waste coverage. Third one, geographic coverage. Expose those markets to the message where there is high potential for getting good returns for the exposure. Fourth one, scheduling. Ideally, every marketer would like to show the product or brand at every given opportunity. It is not practical due to the constraints like budget. Scheduling is intended to time promotional efforts so that they will coincide with the highest potential buying times. For example, cold drinks during summer, warm clothing during winter, etc. So there are three types of scheduling methods that can be used. One is continuity, second one is flighting, and the third one is pulsing. So continuity. It is a continuous pattern of advertising like every day, every week or every month. A regular pattern is developed without gaps or non-advertising periods. This scheduling is useful for food products, laundry detergents or items consumed on an ongoing basis without regard to seasons. So second one is flighting. Here the scheduling is intermittent period of advertising and non-advertising. That means for a particular period advertisement is being shown and next it is not shown for a particular amount of time. For example, again cold drinks during summer, warm clothing during winter was the example for continuity. Now for flighting it would be cold drinks during winter or rainy season we cannot show. So similarly for that particular period there will not be any ads pertaining to cold drinks. So next is pulsing. It is a combination of first two methods. Here the continuity is maintained with certain periods of stepped up efforts. Example, holiday package may be continuous with heavy advertising during summer and winter vacations. So next one, reach versus frequency. This is a dilemma of trade-off. That means whether reach should be more or frequency should be more. So what do you mean by this? The advertisers must decide whether to have the message be seen or heard by more people. That means we are reaching more people or by fewer people for more number of time. That means the frequency is high. So next one, creative aspects and mood. The content of the medium in which the ad is placed may also affect viewers' perceptions. A specific creative strategy may require certain medium and media vehicle. So next, coming to flexibility. Flexibility is needed for the media strategy to be effective due to the rapidly changing marketing environment. Opportunities may be lost and the company may not be able to address new threats if flexibility is not incorporated in media plan. And the last one, budget considerations. Cost estimating is one of the most important decisions in developing media strategy. Value of a strategy is determined by how well it delivers the message to the audience with the lowest cost and least waste coverage. Now the last step, that is evaluation and follow-up. Measures of effectiveness of media strategy implementations must consider two factors. How well did these strategies achieve the media objective? How well did this media plan contribute to attaining the overall marketing and communications objective? Evaluation of print media. Print media is called a high involvement media as it requires some effort on the part of the reader for the advertising message to have an impact. So the first type is magazines. They are most specialized of all advertising media. They are mostly targeted at specific audience. So classification of magazines based on the target audience, magazines are classified as consumer magazines, farm magazines and business publications. So the first one, consumer magazines. They are sought by general public for information and entertainment. They are further classified into 75 categories such as general editorial, sports, travel, women's magazine, etc. They can be sold through subscription or circulation, that is store distribution or both. They can be weekly, monthly and bi-monthly also. So second one is farm publications. They are directed towards farmers and their families. They can be general magazines aimed at all farmers or can be targeted at particular group like poultry, cattle raising, etc. They are also mostly region specific. Coming to business magazines, they are published for specific businesses, industries or occupations. They can be different businesses, magazines directed at wholesalers, dealers, distributors and retailers. They provide a way for advertisers to reach a specific type of individuals. Next, coming to newspapers. They are the largest of all advertising media in terms of total money spent. It is a more effective medium of advertising for retailers. So now looking at types of newspapers, daily newspapers, weekly newspapers, national newspapers and special audience newspapers. The first one, daily newspapers. They are published daily. The editions will be generally city specific. They cover news, events, business, sports and other relevant information and entertainment. They can be further classified as morning or evening publications. Second one, weekly newspapers. It is relevant to suburbs and small towns where the volume of news that not support daily newspapers. That means the number of news items are less in small towns. So there we are using weekly newspapers. The news is mostly local. They have geographic focus and are low cost for advertisers. Coming to the third one, national newspapers. The editorial content has a national wide appeal. They appeal to large national advertisers and to regional advertisers who put ads in specific geographic editions. The last one, special audience newspapers. They have specialized editorials and are targeted at specific groups. They are also published in areas with large foreign language speaking ethnic groups. So here we can say if a bank is publishing a newspaper just for the people who are using the services of the bank or the customers of the bank. So next, coming to evaluation of support media. So here traditional media, that is out of home media, that means whatever we see advertisements outside our home. It encompasses many advertising forms including outdoor where we see billboards and signs, and transit both inside and outside the vehicle and others. So we'll see what is transit advertising. So it is similar to billboards and electronic messages but are targeted at people who are exposed to commercial transportation facilities including buses, taxis, commuter trains, elevators, trolleys, airplanes and subways. So we will see the types of transit advertising. So first one is inside cards, second one is outside posters, third one station, platform and terminal posters. So first one, inside cards. They are placed in buses above the seats and in luggage area. The ability to change the message and the visibility provide the advertiser with a more attention getting medium. Outside posters, they appear on the side, backs, or on the roofs of buses, taxis, trains, and subway. Technology can ensure relevance of message through adaptation of GPS. Third one, station, platform, and terminal posters. That means when people are standing for buses, trains on a platform or a station, or in terms of in the city areas where we are having metros, so there are terminals. So at these particular places, if you are advertising, people wait there and have a larger chance of looking into these particular ads. Next, non-traditional media. Branded environment or entertainment. It blends marketing and entertainment through TV, film, music, and technology. Idea is to attract consumer to entertainment and expose the product. So ways of branded entertainment. So first one, product placements, product integration, advertisement, content sponsorship, ad supported video on demand. So the first one, product placements. It helps in association with the celebrity. It cannot be avoided as it is a part of the script. There may not be any negative reactions from consumers as they are non-intrusive. For example, for soap ads in the movies and some other like chips or any other products where they are using in the movies or in any entertainment medium as a part of that particular movie. Second one, product integration. Here the product is woven throughout the program or becomes the program itself. So it can be in cable TV, which will be helping it a lot. So for example, advertisers making a small video of the product and is being put in the local cable TV or in between the movie breaks, that is in the interval or just before the movie starts. Next is advertisement. It is creation of video and music content by an advertiser in an attempt to entertain viewers while advertising their products. Next is content sponsorship. Here, rather than developing their own content, advertisers agree to sponsor specific programs, receiving product placements, integration, and promotion. So, for example, Vivo is sponsoring the IPL. So, it is called as Vivo IPL, for example. So, they are not having any products or anything over there, but they are sponsoring that particular event where you can see the advertisement of that particular brand or product throughout that particular event. So next is ad supported video on demand. They are specialized content programs offered through cable TV networks that are developed by advertisers and provided to the cable operators for free. Creativity. What is creativity? It is the ability to generate fresh, unique, and appropriate ideas that can be used as solutions to communication problems. It should be relevant to the target audience. So next, creative process. So creative process involves 4 steps. First is preparation, second is incubation, third is illumination, and fourth one is verification. So preparation, gathering background information needed to solve the problem through research and study. Second one is incubation, getting away and letting ideas develop. So we are incubating the idea so that it can come out in a better way. Third is illumination. So here we are seeing the solution in terms of the ideas. Fourth one is verification, refining and polishing the idea and seeing if it can be appropriate solution or any changes are required. Next, importance of headlines and body copy. Headline. What is a headline? It is the words in the leading position of the ad. These words will be read first. They are positioned and draw the most attention of the readers. They are usually set in larger type and are often set apart from the body copy or text portion of the ad to give them prominence. They are usually the first thing people look in a print ad. So a survey says only 20% of people who read headlines read the body copy. So let's see the functions of headline. They must attract readers' attention and make them get interested in the rest of the message. They perform the segmentation function by engaging the attention of interest of consumers who are most likely to buy the products. So headlines are categorized as direct headlines and indirect headlines. So what is direct headlines? They are straightforward and informative in terms of the message they are presenting and the target audience they are directed towards. They include those offering a specific benefit, making a promise, announcing a reason for the reader to be interested in the product or service. Indirect headlines. They are not straightforward about identifying the product or service or getting to the point. They provoke curiosity and lure readers into the body copy to learn an answer or to get an explanation. So some of the techniques include questions, provocations, how-to statements and challenges. So next, coming to subheadings. So what are subheads? They are usually smaller than the main headline but larger than the body copy. They may appear above or below the main headline or within the body copy. They are used to enhance readability of the message by breaking up large amounts of body copy and highlighting key sales point. Now coming to body copy. What is body copy? It is the main text portion of a print ad. It should be long enough to communicate the advertiser's message yet short enough to hold readers' interest. It follows or it flows from points made in headlines and subheads. Specific content depends on type of ad, appeal and execution style. Here body copy can be directly resembled with the body of a letter or a body of a email where the heading is given first and based on the heading the explanation is given in the body. That is what is a body copy. Thank you.